Hey, my name is Jay, and I want to welcome you to the Financial UA General Service Office located here in Baltimore, Maryland. And in today's video, we're going to talk about envelopes and note cards and how to save money the spiritual way. So if that sounds interesting to you, I want to invite you to come on in and grab a seat, and let's get this meeting started. Welcome to Financial UA. Financial UA is also called Financial Underearners Anonymous, and it is a 12-step program that focuses specifically as our primary purpose on helping our members to overcome financial underearning, primarily through getting a job. The goal of our program is to teach our members how to get a job using spiritual techniques and the 12-step process to help them to take a regular job and make it spiritual, and then to take that spiritual job and make it prosperous. In Financial UA, we utilize the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous as they have been adapted and modified to help our members specifically overcome financial underearning. Then we also introduce 12 tools of recovery, follow those up with 12 tools of prosperity, and finally, we introduce our 12 spiritual techniques. All of these tools and techniques are designed to help our members recover and prosper financially, to help them increase their earning, their income, their savings, and their wealth. And of course, as they are developing their financial prosperity, we help them to improve their overall quality of life using the recovery process. Today, we're specifically going to focus on the prosperity tool of envelopes and note cards. And this is a very spiritual way to help people to save money. Now, this tool of using envelopes is used in many different 12-step programs, as well as other programs that have nothing to do with 12-step recovery. However, since it is a best practice, it is a tool that consistently is used by all sorts of different people in all sorts of different situations. We know the tool works, and it works well. And we can then take this tool and spiritualize it, meaning we can take components of the spiritual recovery process and blend it into using this tool to make it a spiritual tool. If you're new to Financial UA, our website is financialua.org. Feel free to check out the website. We have lots of information about how to work our program, how to use our tools, and we, of course, also have our Financial UA YouTube page. Again, feel free to check out all of the videos about how to work the steps, how to use the tools, and how to approach the recovery process in a way that helps you build healthy bridges between God, money, and spirituality, and to do it in a way that has personal and spiritual integrity. So let's talk about using envelopes. Now, the idea of using an envelope is to have some kind of container that can receive and hold space for the money that you want to save or accumulate. Envelopes can come in all sorts of different shapes, sizes, and colors, such as a plain white envelope, or even a fluorescent-colored, highly visible, bright yellow, colorful envelope. It doesn't matter. Really, it's just a container that helps to hold space for the prosperity and the money that you want to start saving. So let's start off with plain white envelopes. Very simple, very inexpensive. You can get your envelopes in any way that works best for you. So we'll start with a plain white envelope. Now, the idea is to give the envelope a purpose. And in 12-step programs, we're very aware of the idea of having a primary purpose. Well, this envelope is going to get a primary purpose. Well, there we go. Through the power of video, we now have a spiritual envelope that has a primary purpose, and the purpose of this envelope is to help us save money for buying groceries. Now, depending on if you have a job or have other types of steady, predictable income, it may help you to have a series of envelopes. And each envelope is specifically dedicated to a category of spending that you might need in order to take care of all your needs, some of your wants, and of course to still have money left over to put into savings. In this instance, we're going to use this particular envelope to save money for the groceries that we want to buy in this upcoming week. After I get my regular paycheck, I'm going to choose to take $100 and put it into my grocery envelope. That way I have plenty of cash to buy groceries over the course of the week. So I simply take my grocery envelope, open it up, put the money inside, and then I have a financially funded grocery envelope. And then maybe I need to put a little more money in or take a little money out over the course of the week. But let's just say if I start with that $100, when it's time to go grocery shopping, I can take this envelope or even the money from the envelope and do my grocery shopping and pay for it with cash. And the biggest incentive and value of using the envelope method is the ability to save cash and to transition from digital currency or virtual currency over to actual cash. Now, that's when we use paper envelopes. Paper envelopes work best when we're using paper cash. But there are many other categories where I want to save money or set money to the side, not just for groceries. Let's look at a couple other examples. In this envelope, I might want to start saving money so that I can go visit my sponsor face to face when I'm ready to do my 5th step in person with my qualified financial UA sponsor. So I might need to save up money for travel, for lodging, for meals, or whatever other travel expenses that might come up while I'm going to visit my sponsor to turn over my 4th step. In this envelope, I might want to start saving up to buy a new car. In this case, I might want to transition from a regular gas car over to an electric car. That's just a personal preference, but you can save for any type of car that you want, or a motorcycle or a truck maybe. But any kind of vehicle that's going to help you with your transportation, you can start saving up. That way you can purchase it with cash. Here's $50 that I'm going to put into my vehicle savings envelope. I'm well on my way to buying that car now. Maybe I'm new to Financial UA, and maybe I'm just trying to get a copy of the Financial UA 12-step workbook because I'm ready to start working the steps in this particular 12-step program. I might start an envelope to save up to buy a 12-step workbook in Financial UA. For this, I'm going to take $2. Awesome, I'm well on my way to getting my 12-step workbook. It's been a few years since I've been on a real vacation because of my financial under-earning, but since I was able to get a job in recovery and then develop that job into a prosperity job, I've actually accumulated vacation time from work. So I might have 2 weeks to go on vacation and get paid for it. So I might as well have a vacation envelope and start putting some cash into the envelope since I now have a steady paycheck. I'm going to take $150 and put it into my vacation envelope. I wonder where I'm going to visit. Maybe the Caribbean islands, maybe Europe. Who knows? Now this envelope is really important. It's designed to help me to save money for an emergency reserve, because who knows when something might happen, and the difference between an emergency and an inconvenience is whether or not I have the money to be able to afford to pay for the situation that comes up. Having an emergency reserve of enough cash helps me to take any emergency and de-escalate it to simply being an inconvenience. For this emergency reserve, I think my goal is ultimately to save $1,000 in cash, but for today, I'm going to put $200 into it. For this envelope, I want to start saving to celebrate a prosperity day. If you're interested in learning more about the spiritual tool of a prosperity day, I would encourage you to click the link up in the corner to watch a Financial UA video about Prosperity Day and rewards. On one of my days off during the week, I'm really going to emphasize learning about and experiencing the feeling and the idea of being prosperous and rewarding myself for all of my hard work at my job throughout the week. So I'm going to start putting some money into this Prosperity Day envelope so that on my day off, I might go out to test drive some new cars, I might go to a really nice restaurant, I might buy myself some new clothes. But generally, I will pamper myself and take care of myself. I might even get a massage. So who knows what you might do for your Prosperity Day, but generally, the idea is that you can practice good self-care and do something really nice to have a positive memory and to increase your quality of life. For this prosperity envelope, I think I'm going to put $50 into it. There are many other envelopes that you can start to develop, like this envelope, just for fun, or this envelope that you can use to save money to pay your taxes. Have you ever thought about having an envelope to save money to put a down payment on a house? Or to simply have an envelope that helps you save money to pay your monthly rent? If you're able to get a new job, maybe you need to buy some new clothes, professional clothes, maybe a business suit or some type of outfit to celebrate the fact that you have a new job and that you want to show up to your job in a positive way. Maybe you might need to save up money to do your 9th step amends. The easiest amends to do really are the financial ones, because all you need to do is figure out how much is it going to cost to take care of that amend, then make an envelope for it. Once you have enough money in your envelope, you simply make the amend. This delightfully colored envelope is going to be dedicated to saving up to buy a copy of our Financial UA Golden Ratio Workbook. It's nice having a really exciting, vibrant, energetically colored envelope to go and save money and attract money into my life so that I can, with a purpose, put it in the envelope to save towards something very specific that for me is going to help me to increase my prosperity. And by the way, if you're interested in learning more about the Golden Ratio or to buy any other piece of Financial UA literature, such as our 12-step workbook, Traditions workbook, or the Golden Ratio, feel free to click the link up here to watch a few videos about our literature or check out our webpage at www.financialua.org and check out our literature order page, where you can see all of the supplies that we recommend for you to be able to do your step work, traditions work, or golden ratio work. Let's go ahead and practice creating a prosperity envelope together, and I'm going to walk you through the process. And I'm going to show you a couple extra techniques and strategies that are going to help you to save money faster with stronger purpose and intent. Let's grab one of these envelopes right here. So we're going to take this envelope and we're going to start off by giving it a name and a purpose. What would you like to start saving for in your life? What kind of purpose would you give this envelope? One of the items that I'm currently saving for is a new computer. Now, with this envelope, I did write new computer, but there are a few other things that I'd like to write on here just to help give it specificity. meaning I want to be more specific. I want to have a more clear intent for why I'm saving this money and what I'm saving it for. So I think the type of computer that I want to buy, not to endorse the brand, but just to express my personal preference, is I'm going to buy an Apple iMac desktop computer. So I'm going to add that to the envelope right here to make the envelope more specific. So here we go. I made my envelope more specific by saying I want a 24-inch iMac. I need to understand how much does it cost, how soon do I need it, and where am I going to buy it once I accumulate the money? And of course, how will I accumulate the money? Well, let me try to put some of those things on this envelope here, just so this envelope has more of a specific and definite identity. Or you might say, definiteness of purpose or primary purpose. Here we go, now I'm being more specific. I was able to figure out online exactly how much this particular computer would cost, and I thought about how do I want to order it? Do I want to go in person to purchase it or maybe order it online? I decided to order it online and that I want to pick it up from the local store. So I'm just adding in all of those little details that help to make this envelope more specific and to have a more clear and direct primary purpose. But wait, there are a few more things that I might be able to add, such as the time frame. I'd like to have this computer by August 1st, 2023. I'm using the Napoleon Hill 6 steps to manifest my desire. By the way, if you're interested in learning more about the Napoleon Hill 6 steps to turn your desires into gold, you might want to click this video up here in the corner because we have a great Financial UA video about that process on how to manifest the thing that you desire. Now I need to figure out how do I fill this envelope with money? Well, I have a couple of options and I want to explain those options to you now. So let's talk about how do you start saving money, because making an envelope is a nice step to take, but if you don't have the money to put into the envelope, what's the point? So now we get to the idea of where do we get this money from to start putting into all these envelopes? Well, the first way I would encourage you to get money is to get a job and to use the program of Financial UA to help you to get a job, and then to take that job and make it a spiritual job, and then take this spiritual job and turn it into a prosperity job. What I've noticed is I have a reason to go to work. I have a purpose for going to work, so that when I go to work and I am a trusted servant in exchange for pay, my intention and my mindset is very clear that just for today, I'm going to earn as much prosperity as I can in order to have extra money left over to put into my envelope. In this case, the envelope for saving for a computer. And what happens is if you start going to your job with that mindset that you are there to earn with a purpose, what starts to happen organically and spiritually is that your higher power and your earning power start to work together. First, your higher power will start to send you opportunities to earn some extra money, such as picking up an extra shift at work, or maybe even working some overtime, or doing better by working with more customers and getting better or more commissions. There are a lot of different ways to earn extra money. Maybe you might even have a primary job, but you have a way to work at a side hustle or a side gig just to make some extra cash. Well, you can start taking that extra money, especially if you're willing to provide more service. You could take your extra money and start filling up your envelopes with that, while your primary income goes to pay for your regular needs and wants. In this case, we have a special item we're trying to make extra money for, the computer. So what I would tend to do is maybe work a little extra overtime or a side gig or a side hustle to make a few extra dollars. And as I earn that money, I've earned it with a purpose. I also want to save it with purpose. And when I do get that money, I will honor the commitment of putting that money specifically and directly into that envelope to save for the thing that I want. If you're in a situation where you don't have the option of working extra shifts or maybe overtime or having a side hustle or something like that, you might also consider looking around your home or your apartment or even the pockets of your jackets or pants for spare change. I looked through some pockets, even turning over the cushions in my couch, and I found I had some spare change. Look at all those pennies. So I'm going to take those pennies and put them into my prosperity envelope for my new computer. And the thing is, whether it's dollars or pennies or pounds or shillings or any other kind of piece of currency, what matters the most is the intention behind it. All your money matters. And I'm going to take this money, which, by the way, in the United States, happens to say on the back of it, "In God we trust." So, however you want to define your higher power, if your currency has the notion that there is a loving higher power behind it, that just spiritualizes it even more. So you can take those pennies, quarters, nickels, dimes, or dollars, if you're dealing with US currency, and put those into your envelope, because every penny counts. Every dollar counts. So there we go. I have an envelope filled with pennies. But the thing is, when I save money with purpose, each penny holds unlimited value because each penny calls out into the universe and attracts more money to it. So today I might only have pennies to add to my envelope, but tomorrow's another day. When I go to work tomorrow, that's another day to earn more money. Perhaps I will make that extra commission. Maybe I might get a bonus. That's happened several times before. Well, again, anytime I make extra money, I start putting that into my prosperity envelope here. I might have only been able to start with pennies, but then suddenly I get a birthday gift, and that a family relative sends me $50 for my birthday. Well, this money was unexpected, and I didn't have any other purpose for it because it was a surprise. It was a gift. But I do have an intention to save up to buy this computer. I think I'm going to take that extra money that I got as my birthday gift and put it in my envelope because it's extra money, and the money I start to put in my envelope calls out to and attracts more money so that I can fill up the envelope faster. Well, let's put this money in the envelope now too. Wow, that actually felt pretty good. I'm well on my way. So it just so happens I was able to do some side work for a friend of mine. I mowed his lawn because he was too busy and he just needed it done, and I said, "Hey, I have a free afternoon. I'll be glad to mow your lawn." Well, after I mowed his lawn, I pruned some of the bushes around his house, dug up some weeds. I did a little bit more gardening work. It was just an opportunity that happened to show up. And because I was there and doing a good job, one thing leads to another, and hey, before you know it, I just made $100 from my friend. I didn't expect to make that money. It's just one of those things where I was in the right place at the right time with a willingness to be of trusted service to him, and he rewarded me prosperously because of the work that I put in. When I first started to do the work for him, I felt kind of bad about accepting payment because he's my friend, and I thought maybe I should just do this work for free. He offered to pay me, but there was something inside of me that said, no, maybe I shouldn't accept this money. Maybe this is just about friendship. And then I realized that in financial UA, we have a symptom called prosperity deflection, where we have a reflex, a tendency to say no to money. And when I realized that, almost like I had a spiritual experience, an epiphany, or an aha moment, I realized, you know what? This is exactly why I financially under-earn, because I say no to money and I turn it away when it gets offered to me. So I decided to break the cycle and do something different, and I said yes to money. I said yes because it would be just as easy to say yes as it was to say no. So I decided to take a positive risk, and this time I was going to say yes to money, so I did, and he gave me $100. So guess what? I'm going to put that in my envelope too. Wow, this envelope is getting kind of heavy. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It's starting to fill up with money pretty fast. Wait a minute, I have an idea. I'm going to need a bigger envelope. Because this first envelope, it's too small. It's not going to be able to hold all the money I'm going to need to buy my new computer. So I think I'm going to put the old envelope inside the new envelope because there's plenty of space for all of that prosperity. There we go. Now I have a nice big envelope to contain all the money that I plan on earning and saving and receiving. So here's the thing, depending on what you're trying to save towards, you can choose a different sized envelope. A small envelope for small items, a medium envelope for medium items, or even a big envelope that's going to need to hold a lot of money to save up for the big ticket items. Whether it's a computer, or maybe that car, or maybe a house, or a piece of property, or land, or whatever. You can choose any type of envelope that you need that will best fit your purpose and the thing that you're trying to save towards. How to prepare your envelope. So we're going to make this the front of your envelope. And again, the first thing we're going to do is pick a purpose. Once you're clear about the purpose of your envelope, next you're going to determine how much will you need to save. In this case, we'll just pick a price, like $100 US. Next, we need to pick a time frame. For example, we might say we want to save $100 in 2 months for the purpose that we have chosen. Now I'm going to show you a few extra things you can do to help make your saving process faster. So at the top, you might want to put your personal vision to earn prosperously and save generously. So that might be our vision, to be prosperous and generous by earning and saving. Next, here are a couple other things that can help you to earn faster. Figure out what are your character assets and what are your character defects. Over on this side, the left side of your envelope, we're going to write defects, and on the right side, we're going to put assets. And these are going to be character assets and character defects. So the first defect we might figure out, especially if you've done some step work, you might figure that one of your defects is short temper. That one of your character defects might be that you have a short temper. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take the energy of our short temper, put it towards achieving our vision, being clear about the purpose for which we are saving, how much we want to save, and how long of a time frame we are giving ourselves, and then figure out what is the character asset that we want to transform our short temper into. We're going to put charisma. Because if you have some anger issues, if you combine that with your higher power and do a little step work around it, and maybe even go to a 12-step fellowship that addresses issues around anger, your higher power can blend with the short temper and turn it into charisma. And using charisma, you can take that at your job and then use it to earn extra money. How about another way to do this? Let's say we take the character defect of fear of people people. Let's say one of your character defects is that you're afraid to be around other people. Maybe it makes you uncomfortable to socialize with others. Well, what character asset can we transform our fear of people into with the help of higher power? How about curiosity around other people's experience, strength, and hope? So with the power of your higher power, you can take your fear of people, one of your character defects, and transform it into a curiosity around other people's experience, strength, and hope. So instead of being afraid of people, your higher power can help make you curious around people, that you are interested in them and you want to learn more about their experience, strength, and hope. So there's a workaround for every character defect to turn it into a character asset. And then what happens is the power of your defect gets transformed so that instead of working against you, it starts to work for you. And when that energy shifts and the power flows to help you instead of holding you back, and all of these assets start getting channeled into your job or your service position so that you can more easily channel your higher power at work and also start to channel your earning power, which will help you to earn money faster, because money comes from other people. And the more that you can connect with and attract new people into your life, the more money will flow through those people into your life, and then you will start to get more money and you can use that money to save. If you're interested in seeing a real-life example of what this looks like, check out this envelope. So this particular envelope is one of my own personal envelopes, and it was a 9-step amend envelope to a particular person. I wanted to give that person $8,000 as part of an amend, and then underneath that money amount I wrote all of the different things that this person had done to contribute value to my life. And these are the different items that allowed me to calculate how much money I owed this person. On this side of the envelope, I wrote all of my character defects that held me back, such as my financial underearning, that I felt handicapped and disabled of being able to live according to the 7 tradition. Then I also experienced a lack of power, a lack of information, and a lack of training. So these are all the character defects I was able to identify. And then I wanted to transform those over into character assets, such as channeling earning power in a prosperous way, developing financial autonomy, practicing gratitude, keeping promises to myself, exercising healthy boundaries, getting my own house in order, working on my recovery so that I save myself first before trying to help others, and then finally learning from the mistakes of others as well as the mistakes that I personally make. At the top, I wrote my vision, which is to pay this amend easily, and of course to make my first $1 million through stocks and real estate investing. On this final corner, I wrote the start date, by which I wanted to start the process of filling this envelope to pay off this amend, and the goal was the end date by which I would pay this amend, and of course this was a few years ago. Well, I'll just say that I did accomplish filling this envelope with money and paying for this amend, and this is the actual amend that I used, the actual envelope. On the back of the envelope, I actually kept track of all of the individual payments I made to that person and what it looked like as I was deducting those payments from the grand total. And I started by making payments, and then eventually I was able to get a lump sum of money, and I just paid off the last of the amend to that person in a lump sum. So this envelope system absolutely works. To make the process of saving money even faster, we recommend using index cards along with your envelopes. And I'm going to tell you about the index cards now. These are index cards, and they come in different sizes. A very common size is 3-inch by 5-inch, but there are also 4-inch by 6-inch note cards. And these little note cards, they are blank and they have lines on one side, and usually they're blank on the other side, so that you can write different notes to yourself. So I'm going to show you some examples of how I use these note cards. This particular note card, on the front I wrote, "Doing my numbers in financial UA." So on the front of the note card I write my goal or vision. On the back of the note card, where you have all of the individual lines to help make it easier to write, I will write my action plan for how I plan to do my numbers. Here are some other note cards. You can see that they come in different colors. This one's yellow. This particular note card is very special. I put it into a plastic sleeve to protect it. I've had this particular note card for about 15 or 16 years. I took this note card, which was designed around helping me to learn how to have fun in recovery, and I decided I was going to learn about how to have fun in California. So I planned a vacation with this note card. The vacation was to go to California and participate in a whole bunch of different activities. I wrote a definition of what fun means because I wanted to be a process of discovery. As I was in California doing all of these things, I would figure out what is fun and what is not fun. And then over time I would have a full list of everything that helped to describe and define what does fun mean to me. Then on the back of the card, I wrote a list of all the actions I wanted to take, the different activities, different meetings I would attend, because I went to lots of meetings in California to connect with other people in recovery to ask about their experience, strength, and hope around having fun. And I wrote down on my note card all the different things that I learned around what is fun. What does fun mean to people in recovery? So with this note card, of course, I would also want to have an envelope, such as an envelope that says vacation. The envelope is used to save the money for the vacation, and the note card is used to write out my plan. And if I needed help to develop the plan, I use one of the other tools in Financial UA, that of having a pressure relief group where I meet with other members in the program, or maybe my sponsor, or maybe my action partner, and I allow them to help me to develop my action plan so that I'm saving money with the envelope and also being super clear about my primary purpose, about going on the vacation. Why am I going on the vacation? To have fun, of course. After a while, I could take my envelope and my note card, and I could put the note card inside of the envelope along with the money. And what this does, again, is the envelope is a container to hold space for all the prosperity that flows into my life. The note card is my way of very consciously setting my intention and writing down specifically what is my primary purpose for saving the money, so that I can save the money, I have a purpose, I have a plan, and then I would often take the envelope and the note card to 12-step meetings, such as Financial UA. And in those meetings, I would share about my envelope and my note card, and I would invite the higher power of my understanding to show up in the form of earning power, and that these envelopes would somehow absorb a lot of the energy in the meeting and absorb the higher power, so that would be a very energized envelope and a energized note card. And I noticed that prosperity is attracted to energy. So the more energy that my envelope and note card seem to absorb by taking it to meetings, or by sharing this with my sponsor, my PRG group, or my action partner, the more opportunities to earn money showed up in my life. And as I had increased opportunities to earn, I was able to set aside some of that cash in the form of savings and then put that into my envelope. And in a very short period of time, I had a very full envelope, to the point that I actually needed a bigger envelope to hold all of the cash. One final thing to realize is that this entire journey of being able to save money with purpose and be open to receiving money with purpose and being willing to go out into the world to earn the money through having a job or finding other ways to provide service in exchange for money, all of these things work together to allow me to take my higher power and apply it in the real world, to be of service in the world, in the marketplace, but to do it in a spiritual way, because I can bring my higher power with me, and I can use different tools from Financial UA or even from other 12-step fellowships to be more effective in being a trusted servant to others, or to be able to show up in a positive way, to be productive, to be prosperous, to help other people find solutions, and also to be able to receive compensation in a prosperous way, and then take that money and put it to good use for good purpose. As you go through this journey of having a clear and definite purpose, of being able to save money with a purpose, earn money with a purpose, and of course to learn how to better bring and channel your higher power into the workforce, into the marketplace, to be a trusted servant to others, you'll probably really learn at a deep level how to access hidden talents and skills that you might have that maybe you never were really able to connect with because of being in the disease. But when you're in your recovery and you have a clear sense of purpose and a clear connection with your higher power, it's amazing how higher power can flow in to help bring your talents and skills up to the surface, where you realize you have all sorts of special spiritual gifts inside of yourself that you can offer to other people, and use that to create more prosperity and wealth for yourself. You might even find new job opportunities or career opportunities begin to show up in your life because you are cultivating and developing your ability to be a trusted servant in exchange for pay. And when somebody is truly motivated and they have this burning desire from within, and they combine it with a primary purpose and their higher power, all those things start to come together. A purpose, a burning desire, and higher power. You mix those, they turn into earning power. And before you know it, you're channeling your earning power in a really incredible way to earn prosperously, to earn beyond your wildest dreams. And then suddenly you find that the more money flows into your life, the faster you can fill up your envelopes. In fact, you can have more envelopes and more opportunities for saving than you probably ever had before. So all of these things start to happen naturally and organically. But if you're new, it all begins with starting with a single savings envelope and writing your purpose, the reason why you want to save on that envelope, and just starting with a single penny or shilling or rupee or peso. Whatever the smallest amount of income or savings you have, you can put that into your envelope to bring the envelope to life, to feed the envelope with money and higher power. And then that envelope becomes more hungry for higher power, it becomes more hungry for earning power, and it desires more prosperity, and then all of those things work together to attract more prosperity into your life. And the more prosperity flows in, the more you can channel that prosperity into your envelopes. And of course, you can pair the envelopes with a note card to further give purpose and clarity to your reason for saving. And if you'd like to know more about the idea of using envelopes and note cards, feel free to check out our website at financialua.org, where we have an excellent web page that goes into great detail all about envelopes and note cards. There it is right there. And if you have other questions about envelopes and note cards, you're always welcome to email us at financialua@gmail.com. Now's the time for sharing. Who'd like to take a share? In the comments section below, please share your experience, strength, and hope around the prosperity tool of envelopes and note cards. Have you used envelopes to save money? Have you used note cards to help be clear about your primary purpose and to give you more focus around setting your intention for why you're saving. If you have experience, please share your experience in the comments section below. Also, if you have any questions or comments or would even like to suggest a topic around financial underearning, feel free to put your video suggestions in the comments section below. If you'd like to attend any of the Financial UA meetings or workshops, consider signing up for our PowerFlow email newsletter, where we can send you daily Zoom links so that you can attend our meetings and workshops with us. And of course, the 7th tradition of Financial UA says every Financial UA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. That means there are no dues or fees for membership in Financial UA. However, Financial UA is a 501c3 nonprofit organization considered to be a public charity and is also tax exempt in the United States. So if you'd like to make a donation to help us to carry the message, or even to offer our recovery literature for free to a new member, consider making a 7th tradition donation to our program, and you can click the donate button on our Financial UA website. If you enjoyed this video, I would encourage you to consider subscribing to the Financial UA YouTube channel, and please consider giving this video a big thumbs up and like it for service. And lastly, I just want to say that you are awesome. I really appreciate that you've spent time with me today. I'm really glad to have you as my guest, and I want to encourage you to keep coming back. So, if you're interested, please consider joining me as we close with our prosperity prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, the wisdom to know the difference, and the prosperity to afford it. That was awesome. So again, thanks for checking out this video, and I do hope you keep coming back, and I'll be talking with you real soon. Have an awesome rest of your day. If you like learning about how to apply 12-step principles to real-life situations, and you've enjoyed learning about how to recover from financial underearning, I think there are 2 really awesome videos that I would like to recommend to you. I have them right over here. Feel free to click the link for either one of these videos to learn more about how to recover in Financial UA.